Did I do right? Did I do good? Oh, conference call. Hello, is this working? Anybody here? Well, I am. Harry, I didn't know if you would still be around. Barely got here in time. Cassie? You've been released? Yeah, seems they had nothing on me after all. This is great. What about Joseph? Huh, did you expect him to turn up? I haven't heard from him. That is so unlike him, unless he's drowning in work. Holy crap. What is this? Who are you? A fool who is baffled by the madness he just witnessed. Otherwise, initiate. Well, glad you decided to join us. That's completely unintended. What do you mean? You're on the call, aren't you? Yeah, I'm also in Orwell. In Orwell? Abe sent me an IP address to get into Orwell. It makes hacking the damn thing incredibly easy. He did what? And that worked? Like a charm. I now kinda control the damn thing. It's really, really worrying. Come on, you have Orwell on a freaking leash? Fucking great! How does that worry you? My control is limited and the Gov will get control back at some point, but this isn't my primary concern. What makes me nervous is, why would Abraham have such extensive knowledge of Orwell? This whole thing reeks of an enormous trap. Abe wouldn't betray us. And this is the point where it gets even worse. I had a quick look at his file. You would not believe what it says. Abraham is dead. He died quite some time ago. What? That's impossible. Dead? No. Abraham, how? He was very sick. Cancer. Ah, you old fool. Why couldn't you tell us? He gave Nina the orders for the bombings after his demise. This means someone has been setting her up real bad. And not only her, all of us. Who the fuck would do such a thing? I'm not getting info on who or why. What a pity, but it does prove my point. Wait, what do you mean, Jules? It was me. I set you up. What? Jules, you? Wait a sec, I can't fucking believe where this is going. Are you for real? Are you telling me you told Nina to place those bombs? I did. I'm not proud of it, but it had to be done. What the hell? Why? You and Nina, you two ruined everything for Abraham and for Thought. So you decided that leaving me wasn't enough for revenge? You had to kill innocent fucking people and blame it all on Thought? It was necessary. Only when things are at their darkest will people listen, take note, and actually enact change. Abe knew that. I know it was extreme. Extreme? Extreme? It's a goddamn murder! I know, damn it. Believe me, I know. You were the reason I was in custody? Jules, how could you do that to me? Thought needed to be destroyed. That was the whole point. Instead of seeking me out and arresting me, Orwell labeled you all target persons and investigated you all. Screwed up your lives. People need to see how fucked up Orwell is. It's not protection, it's invasive and manipulative doom for everyone. No one is innocent. Everyone is a suspect. Abe wanted to make the world stand up against things like Orwell. He knew how dangerous the project was. That's why he worked on it. He did what? He worked on Orwell? This confirms what I feared, but I didn't want to believe it. If so, he could have gone to the media and made it all public, couldn't he? He was afraid. He thought nothing would ever change if he did. Can you blame him? He told me everything. And only me. Funny, I just realized you're actually a much better yet much worse activist than Nina or me could ever be. That's admirable in a strange and very fucked up way. You're nothing but a bitch, Juliet, a liar and a killer. Cassie, oh, just shut up! Just shut up! I still don't get it. Why draw all of this attention to Thought? You didn't convince anyone by your actions. Why this gathering? Why let me hack Orwell? I just needed to convince one person how faulty Orwell was. Costigan. The guy Harry leaked information about was the man on the inside. Only an advisor. The person who has really been spying on you is still around. The person who actually went through your stuff, passed on the data, the one listening right now, the investigator. That's right, I'm talking to you. I knew you had to be around when everyone would come together. You had to be listening. Initiate was just a windfall, a chance to make sure you'd not immediately go up against us. Investigator, I have a question for you. Now that you saw Orwell firsthand, do you really think that this system will help anyone? Did you think the government would not spy on you as well? Did you think you were outside the system? Think again. They evaluate even you. Abe knew that. He saw the madness. They observe even you, the investigators. But we can stop it. You can. Remember, you became recruited for being outside of the system, outside of the nation? What if we show people what they store about you? That even you are not outside of the system. That no one is outside of the system. All you need to do, investigator, is upload the data they have on you, incriminating yourself. So mind-bogglingly stupid, Jules. Why would the investigator cooperate? The gov will come after them. That's exactly the point. This evaluation is supposed to be a safety net so that no one misuses Orwell. Acting on evidence is mandatory. If the investigator incriminates themselves, they'll be forced to prosecute them and reveal this evidence that the investigators are actually being spied on as well, publicly. That is absolutely mad. I don't see this working. I would like to offer an alternative, investigator. It just so happens that a certain Catherine Delacroix is in these files too. I say we make use of the fact that we have control over Orwell. Let's use it as a weapon and turn it against the government. There's something dirty to be found about Delacroix for sure. Let them act on that evidence. Now we're talking. No, hurting Delacroix won't help much. She's just gonna get replaced. This isn't the right way. Like I said, Jules, just shut it. Nobody is interested in what you have to say. But how can we trust this investigator? What the hell? How do they find... Fuck! Harrison, what's going on? User quit session. Seems he just fell prey to this great surveillance system. Oh shit, we need to act fast. Let me all show you what I can see right now. Here, streams up. Here's Cassandra's file. Wow, this feels like a slap in my face. They've been collecting all of this? Can you please open Jossie's profile? I want to know. Of course. They got him arrested. The investigator got him arrested. No, I can't trust that person. I am out. I shall speak on behalf of Nina then. I only realize now it might have been my fault Nina got investigated in the first place. But it's all clear. The investigator is responsible for hunting her down like this. Hey! They caused her death, no doubt. Perhaps the investigator didn't know any better, and we know Nina was guilty. It does not strengthen my trust, though. But then the investigator arrested Harrison. No, we cannot trust such a person. I mean, the final verdict is not a single vote to trust the investigator. Are we finally going to do this my way? I'm going. And Jules, I hope they'll get you for what you did. I feel like I fucked up. It's down to the two of us, as it seems. Well, my plan to gather support for you failed, investigator. But if you still want to fulfill my plan, go on and give Delacroix hell. You will find something dirty. Investigator, it's time to make up your mind. You can tear down the entire system. Just complete my plan, please. I will turn Delacroix into a target person. I think I can easily activate access to her PC for you as well. Oh, fuck me. When Abraham stopped his work for Rosentech in the government, he cloned all information he had and hid it in the office. He told me, and I maintained it. The system is programmed to boot itself again in a couple of minutes. You'll have access to everything. You just need to find the UID of the device. I cannot tell you here now that Orwell isn't tracking data chunks. I have full understanding if you judge and incriminate me for what I've done. I think I deserve it. It's up to you now, investigator. Do the right thing. Fuck! Okay. Finally, I thought this disturbance would never end. The backend engineers say we've had an unwanted guest. We already know it was thought. It's about time to undo them. We must be strong. We must show these people for what they are. The nation's safety is depending on it. Find a way to incriminate them together as a group. All we need is a hint that Abraham Goldfels intended this group to carry out terrorist actions. We could trace the attack back to a remote PC. I will now manually unlock this PC for you. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, ah. Notable alumni. Delacroix! More Delacroix, yeah. A night to remember. Oh god. Oh god. How did you... Why are you looking at my computer? You're supposed to trace the source of the intrusion. Leave my PC alone now. You would not want to be assessed as a traitor, would you? See, as advanced as Orwell might be, it won't gather much from my switched-off PC. Goodbye, investigator. Soon you will find yourself wishing you had listened to my warnings. You're not supposed to read this. Fuck! Mr. Themba von Bid was placed as an intern at Rosen. Juliet works at Rosen. Big Brother. Home in Cape Town. Your sister in Bali. I'm not tracking down Initiate. No. Abraham. Anything interesting? What? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. I don't know what to do. Like, how do I incriminate myself here? How do I do that? Harrison has been arrested. Fuck. How am I supposed to... What? Let's just go through Freedom Plaza. Oh, she's the one that told Cassandra to go through the Freedom Plaza when the bomb went off to incriminate her. Got it. Contacts. She said something about full access to... Full access to the database and stuff. I'm gonna go look at this again. Where is this group call? The government, he cloned all information. The system is programmed to boot itself up again in a couple of minutes. You'll have access to everything. You just need to find the UID of the device. I cannot tell you here. Now that Orwell isn't tracking data chunks. UID of the device. It's around here somewhere. Please don't do this. My friend, I do appreciate your worries and I understand them too. I've considered this endlessly. But the result of this consideration can only be to intervene. I will be placed... I will found a cell for this. Consider the chain of events that will still set in motion. I will found a cell for this guerrilla war, then I will recruit members, call to arms. Then we start acting, even committing bombings possibly, killing people. Then they will increase security measures. Nothing gets better. I see. Nah, he didn't. This is him saying, so Initiate is like, hey, you need to do more. And Goldfels is like, if I were to do what you intend, it would be bad. Desktop, contacts. Let's grab this phone number, I guess. I hate that I couldn't go through Delacroix's computer. Like, that was given to me and then just yanked away. I don't like that. We're not getting any new files. Any new anything, really. I mean, I think implicating her a little bit is fine. She is responsible for the bombings. Ooh, new document. Hooray. Contractor, Demiurge. Ooh. Related document. Flawed. Now I am become Death Destroyer of Words. I know it is impossible to stop progress. I thought I could change what was coming, control the inevitable from within. I cannot. I made a mistake. I must quit at once. The only thing I can do is to seek redemption, so let this be my confession. I, Abraham Goldfels, developed the so-called Ethical Codex for a project codenamed Demiurge, which has been renamed Orwell, and I have proof for everything I'm about to write, cloned to a device with the UID PC, yada yada yada. Orwell is the most sinister project I can think of, a system to spy on every last citizen in the nation. My intention was to govern this highly invasive project by applying strong ethical constraints on what it can access and how that access is granted. I was given a lot of freedom in this regard, yet that was not enough. Seeing this thing in action, I can only look at myself in disgust for being so naive that I ignored the danger that was staring me in the face. Even when the system is investigating targeted persons, it will jump from one individual to another, yes, ultimately parsing all of their indiscretions and making everyone a target. Each test indicated one true fact: no one is innocent. I feel the urge to run to the press to give them the conclusive evidence that Orwell exists, yet I ask myself, will it achieve anything? Just another news piece lost in the crowd, one that will be drowned out by the latest timeline scandal or whatever Rosin is eating for breakfast. I doubt I'll even have enough strength to leave this article live on the blog. I can't handle the shame of what I've done. I bet they'll start using the project against me. Then others I am connected to. It will be for the best if I just archive it. But I need to commit my thoughts to words, even if they are just for myself. Oh boy. Hey, there's me. Connected via Catherine Delacroix. Interesting. What a weird background. Trash. Nothing. Private. Make thought change direction. From Schwartz. So Nina? Hold on. Nina, I suppose my message might come as a surprise to you. After a long time of contemplation, I've come to conclude that you were right when you said we must perform drastic actions to make ourselves be heard. You will probably remember that we talked about helping each other. As I see it, I have fulfilled my end of the bargain. The time to fulfill your end has come. I am in need of your help. Let me know when you feel up to the task. Abe, I thought you had left us. I even understood and came to come to terms with my own thoughts of why you had vanished. I was against your course of action, even though you've been trying to help me. There's nothing to apologize for. This is... This is, Juliet pretending to be Abraham. Papa. Oh no, it is you, isn't it? Don't ask how I found you. It took me quite a while to figure it out. You hid your traces very well, but I managed to find some threads. Abraham Goldfels, is this who you are now? Well, I hope it was worth it. Leaving Mama, leaving me. What did we do to you? Was it just too much on you? Did you hate us? Do you hate me? Don't get me wrong, I'm not mad at you. Somehow I can't be. I'm certain you had your reasons. I just want an opportunity to understand them. I want to understand who my father really is, why he had to leave his wife and daughter all alone, struggling, crying, hoping every day that you would somehow return, explaining to my friends that my father was dead when somehow I always felt like he wasn't. I have no idea if you're interested in me, what I mean to you, if anything at all. I have attached a photo and will tell you a little about me. I finished secondary school, and now I attend Stuttgart University, where I study journalism. I travel between Greiblingen and Stuttgart every day, even though it takes 1.5 hours. I didn't want to move because of Mama. She's fine most of the time, but I'd rather not leave her alone. Speaking of Mama, I haven't told her that I found you, and I never will. She deserves some certainty, though, some closure. It only shouldn't come from me. It needs to come from you. This is what she's been waiting for, hoping for, needing for so long now. Please redeem her. As you probably know, she is a kind spirit. She'll find it in her heart to forgive you. Who knows? After such a long time, she might even be able to be happy again. This is the one thing I ask of you. Do it for her. Eva. Why did you never turn to the press? No, we could not. We have tried, we have failed, we must accept this. People will eventually discover what madness this project is. You have always regarded my advice. Listen to me in this case too. Get into Rosentech for an internship. Delete the backup of the data I stored there. Remove every trace I ever worked on this godforsaken project. Then quit. That is no place for you. Just walk away and do not tell anyone. Notes. Oh my god, there's so much of this. Will I read all of it? Okay. Let's drink some water and let's get to reading. How y'all doing, chat? How's it going? Because I'm stressed as fuck. That's how I'm doing. I am doing stressed. Today I started my work at Rosentech. I got assigned my own office in the main tower, right at the top on the 24th floor, next to Victor Rosen himself. I've never felt so misplaced in my life, not even back in Greiblingen, although I was sure it could not possibly get any worse. It's like there are only youngsters here, rushing over the floors, buzzing in the cafeteria, occupying the elevators, all of them staring at me like I am a recently unearthed dinosaur fossil. What do I try to achieve here? The constant feeling of not being involved, involved though, I think, is niggling at me. We had a presentation where I learned the basic project parameters of Demiurge. During the meeting, I got a panic attack and nearly had to vomit. I must have been paler than the sheet of paper outlining the conceptual details. The plans for the project are bereft of any ethics or common sense. It's nefarious. Nefarious is not even the word. Sinister. That perfectly describes what Demiurge is. This software goes way beyond what I had feared in my worst nightmares. It's total observation of, well, everything, without any user interaction required, and they want an ethical codex? Preposterous! I'm conflicted in what to think, how to feel about this. I thought I might be able to change the plans from within, restrict this thing. Frankly, if I had any confidence in my ability to change it at all, well, that is all gone now. I might be in luck. The development team has had severe problems with the application of the recognition algorithm to automatically collect and interpret relevant data so far. There are too many conflicts, too many applicable meanings. If I play this card right, I might be able to convince the project leads to consider the use of a human element to sort out the misinterpreted and irrelevant data, which in turn might make it at least a bit more humane. It worked! The use of the human element, referred to as investigator, has been confirmed by the project's lead and, even more importantly, the government itself. By now I have outlined the fundamentals of the Codex. We will use not one, but 2 human elements. To give one human the full ability to do the research and at the same time draw conclusions is just too much power in one hand. Instead, the power will be shared between the investigator and an advisor. The latter shall be a government employee on the inside. While it's crucial the investigator is a person on the outside, so an unbiased opinion is assured. I cannot overstate how glad I am that the project lead is absolutely willing to follow my advice. During the break in Rosin's cafeteria, I noticed a young man observing me closely from across the room for nearly 15 minutes. Again and again, when he thought I wasn't noticing. Intrigued, and having finished my lunch, I walked over to his table where he sat with a colleague. I asked, I think politely enough, to join in, and they obliged. But the same man that had so intensively stared at me before now looked a bit intimidated. We talked a bit about the projects we worked on, to which I had to make up something harmless enough, and he declared to be a student on an internship for in-house security. I don't remember how it actually happened, but somehow we came to discuss ethics, and I swear that for a second, this young fellow could read my mind. The way he talked, how he reasoned, left a big impression on me. Unfortunately, I had to quit the lively chatter before I could ask for his name. Damned be my recently whimsical digestive system. I'll better not eat in the cafeteria again. I have been working on separating persons of interest from those only appearing in relation. Searching for new source documents shall be restricted to where such target persons appear. Only after thorough consideration by the advisor and the administrative staff can a person be considered a target. This should reduce the damage done to privacy to an absolute minimum. On a side note, I am having a hard time focusing on work with stomach pain like this. I should visit a doctor. This is starting to happen regularly, and it's not the cafeteria food. I have been working on separating persons of interest. I just read that one. The development team has conducted a first test in a fictitious setting. The results have been disillusioning, devastating. What have I done? How could I have ever thought this was a good thing, when in truth I have helped opening Pandora's box? The investigator somehow managed to convince the advisor that every single person in the test was suspicious. They turned all of them into target persons by bending the truth to his liking. They spied on all of their documents. Persons became labeled without looking at the full picture, without seeing the human being. Nothing works as it was supposed to. To make things even worse, they introduced a third human element to oversee. They call it evaluation. The other two, to oversee, they call it evaluation, the other two, and to make sure the investigator and advisor do not misuse their powers. This defies the whole purpose of using 2 elements. There are no ethics in this black hole, only a boot stamping on a human face forever. Oh, damn this blindness, this naivety of mine. They must reconsider. They must. Oh god, that's gonna be our eval, isn't it? I am at the end. I have had my share. I cannot continue my work. My consciousness got the better of me, especially regarding my circumstance. When I argued with the project lead how Demiurge allowed for massive manipulation, unrestricted mass surveillance, that my ethical codex could easily be circumvented, how Orwellian this bending of the truth was, that everything the investigator considered true became true, he just laughed. He laughed and said, what a terrific Orwell would be for that system. People would assume surveillance and safety with a name like that. I could not believe it. Are they even going to use Orwell's name out of context and give it a new one? This one proves that they have not understood a thing, and they will never. I have to make it stop in another way. It's not going to work from the inside. The people must learn the truth about this madness. Unfortunately, I cannot take anything with me. The checks in the lobby are too strict. It's crucial to undo any trace that might lead to me, or else I'll fall prey to my own abomination. The only thing possible is cloning my entire PC onto a drive, which then must remain here, hidden somewhere. Perhaps I will find a way to retrieve it later. I don't know how much time is left for me. I wish there was more. This is the codex itself. Ooh, authorization key. Is there something I'm missing here? Why does this still have a star? Oh well. Reader. This is my eval. Reading questionable. Extracts obviously wrong information. Not very observant. Believes that C. Watergate protected Juliet Carrington. Finds possible contradiction in Juliet Carrington's statements. Observant. This is interesting. I like how it's turning the tool against us the player, and evaluating our actions. Which is the thing that the game has to do anyway in order to function and have a branching story. But if somehow a player has reached this point in the game and has not come to agree with Goldfels that this surveillance is an abomination, then then this will maybe push them over the edge, right? So what can I do here? I think incriminating Juliet is... Oh god. Ethics. Ethics, Dylan. Okay, let's talk about my personal ethics, because that's what we've been doing for this entire playthrough, is talk about Dylan's politics and moral code. So I don't believe in punitive justice. Personally, I am pro prison abolition. I believe in restorative justice. And so, to an extent, I don't think that incriminating Juliet is going to achieve any form of justice. I think what she did is horrible and wrong, led to the death of people, and I think that the people who were harmed by her should have an opportunity to gain justice from her. And I don't mean that in a punitive way. I don't mean that in, like, she should be put in prison and, you know, she should be executed, which frankly I think is what would happen if we incriminate her. But at the same time, like, I don't know. Finds possible contradiction. Fails to prevent a third bombing. Investigations lead to the death. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I'm just trying to pick things that undermine Orwell's mission. Oh. Parliament occupied. Self-incriminating Orwell investigator causes reveal of the project's scale. Parliament stormed by protesters after worldwide outrage. Government announces immediate termination of Orwell. Impartial agency commissioned with erasing stored data permanently. Previously arrested thought member Carrington released. No solid evidence for bot and bombing incitements. Carrington aims to renew thought. Investigator assisting activist group thought with recent revelations to be declared honorary member. Interesting. Thought was declared has declared the investigator assisting the activist group with the recent revelations an honorary member. Is presumed that this symbolic act is an attempt to save the investigator from possible prosecution by exposing his role to the public, since the investigator broke national law by their actions. This is presumed to mark the end of the case known as the Bontton bombings. Experts suggest that after the troubled events of the recent week, the nation and its citizens will finally find some long overdue peace and quiet. Credits? Nice. Ooh! Ooh, that was good! Oh, that was so good! Oh, man! Ooh, that was great! I'm very tempted to play that again. Not on stream, but just to, like, see if I can make changes. Like, can I save Nina? Can I get them all to trust me at the end? Ooh. God. Like, how many different endings are there? Is it just those decisions of Delacroix, Self, Juliet? I don't know. The music in this. Ooh, so good. So good. Loved the music. Loved the game. Really good. Really uncomfortable. Like, really uncomfortable. I mean, y'all know I talk about politics and ethics and stuff on this channel with some level of frequency. Like, the whole point, I guess, the whole point of my content when it comes to video games is to analyze stories, to analyze narrative and game design. That's what we do here. And so, of course, that leads into politics and leads into ethics. But, whew, gosh, it is rare for me to find a game that so actively, like, forces the player to go against what would be my own, like, moral code, to cross lines that I would not cross. And yet still be a good game, right? Be a good game that, like, I think it's important that it has the player cross those lines. Because ultimately it exposes the problem inherent in something like this. And I actually feel really similarly about, here we go. Am I gonna hot take? I'm a spicy hot take. I feel really similarly about The Last of Us 2. People have feelings about that game. And they're very complicated. But one of the things that comes up a lot in criticizing The Last of Us 2 is that it's overly violent, and that it forces the player does violent things and then it gets criticized for doing those things. That is Orwell. All of Orwell is player does bad stuff and then gets criticized for doing those things. I think it's a valid storytelling technique to put the player in a position of doing something wrong and then force them to confront what is wrong about that action. So, Orwell, Ignorance is Strength. Season 2. Continue your story. Does this actually take your save data from this game? I read some reviews of Ignorance and Strength that said it wasn't as good as the first game. And so I'm not really planning on playing it, but I don't know. If people know, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to reply in a comment or something to let me know if it picks up based on your choices in the first game, and if it's worth playing, then maybe I'll check that out. But yeah, that's it. That's Orwell. Thank you so much. I'm gonna do a little bit of a hello to YouTube before we close up the stream. Hi YouTube. Hello, welcome, greetings. I do not talk to you directly very frequently. Oh, the game is doing a thing. Let me exit the game, please. Okay. Hi, hello. I hope that you enjoyed watching me play this game. As difficult and stressful and mostly full of reading as it was, I think it did a very good job of what it was trying to do, and I hope that my commentary was insightful and interesting for you. If you would like to see more stuff like this on my channel, fuck, man, are there other games like Orwell? Actually, yes, there is. There is another game that's similar to Orwell, in a very particular way, that has been played here on the channel. And that game is Her Story, which I played with my friend Summer on our show, Really Playing Games, where we sit down and we play point and click adventure games, puzzle games, that sort of stuff, together. And we played Her Story on that. And if you would like to watch that, it will be linked at the end of this video. But regardless, whether you are subscribed to the channel, like it, just happen to be here and are never going to watch another video of mine again, which is perfectly valid, thank you so much. I am glad that I could provide this content to you, and I hope that you liked it. But more than that, more than anything, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye, YouTube.